Hello everybody, how are you doing today? My name is Zach TG, and today we'll be continuing the Danganronpa 2 blind playthrough. At the end of the last chapter, at the end of the last stream, well, we just learned that, Nagito forced Chiaki to kill him. And, well, she and Monami got executed. And after that, I just don't know what the heck was going on with that day. I mean, dead characters were suddenly alive, and Hajime, like, doesn't even react to, like, hey, dead person, like, you're alive. Nope, he just acts like they've always been alive. And, well, we learned the password to get into the ruins, and we got into the ruins just after the Makuma timer went to 0 and apparently exploded. So I don't know what's going to go on with the rest of the game if this last act of Chapter 5 was that crazy. So I just don't know what Chapter 6 is gonna be like if the end of Chapter 5 was that insane. So, hey Gimmick, how you doing? Yeah, let's just see what Chapter 6 is gonna be like. Or we could start with Chapter 0. Okay. Oh. Well, apparently we got Chapter 0 right now before we can get to Chapter 6. So apparently this is like a prequel to what's happening, I'm guessing. I don't even know who's talking. It would be wrong to say it was swaying from side to side. It was actually shaking rather intensely. The room I was in, it was shaken from side to side. The shaking was quite irregular. Just when you thought it was a series of small shakes, it would suddenly shake violently. And every time that happened, I'd have to steady myself with my foot. I couldn't stand up very well, but for me, it was comforting. I never thought not knowing what to expect could be so fun, so I was feeling rather excited. But I figured I'd get bored of that feeling soon enough. That's what I was expecting. For me, a person who is loved by talent, detecting regularities among irregularities won't be that difficult. Ah, how boring. Nakito? Okay, so apparently that was Nakito talking earlier, I'm guessing. Do you like ships? Apparently not. Now thanks, Gimmick. On the other side of the dark room, I heard a voice. It was clearly directed at me. You look like you were having fun, so that's what I assumed. You do like ships, right? Ships? Ah, that's right. That's it. So this is a ship. You just realized that now? Is it really that funny? Hey, if you want, care talk a little? The silence was starting to bore me. Instantly, I saw his true character. Oh, the stream went pretty fine. Yeah, everything went pretty much fine. Well, except for that last Hangman's Gambit, but even that went pretty well. I imagine. Like, I did get hit a couple of times in the last Hangman's Gambit, but yeah, it was just a bit so hectic, and there are some times when two of the non-matching letters would just come out the same side and just instantly hit each other. That's kind of a little bit BS, in my opinion. And surprisingly, I did get an A for that trial, which is surprising. And then we had the frickin' glitches after the trial. I just still do not understand just what was happening on that final day. I just still do not understand what was happening on that day. Like, dead people are suddenly alive, and Hajime is just not even acknowledging that, hey, you're supposed to be dead. I just had no idea what was going on down there. The over-familiar attitude, the friendly smile. Oh, you had the non-matching layers come out the same side and then suddenly hit each other for no apparent reason. Yeah, that's kind of a little bit BS. But underneath that thick skin, I could detect a foul, offensive odor, like some kind of putrid slime. And yeah, I was a bit upset that Chiaki Amami got executed. I did like the references, though, although the Tetris one could use a little bit more work. I did like the references in that execution, I was just a bit upset that Chiaki was executed. I just did not want that to happen to her. In a sensible way, of course. How should I put this? It was a smell exclusive to those who were already finished. Oh boy, yeah, so this chapter. Hey, just can't wait for what's coming this chapter. Nice to meet you. I'm Nagito Kamaeda. Anyway, lucky me. It's been a while since anyone was willing to talk to me, so to share a room with a person like that? Yep, I'm definitely lucky. Lucky? Ah, so that's your talent then. What a boring talent. A boring talent, huh? Well, that's exactly what it is. But for someone I'm meeting for the first time to say that so suddenly... That's because I have luck as well. Huh? Even I possess a talent as boring as luck. What? Wait a minute. There's only one other character I know who has luck as their talent. Are you telling me that this is Makoto talking right now? That would be the ultimate twist if it is. Possess, huh? I'm starting to get really interested. Who are you? You're obviously from Hope's Peak Academy too, right? So you're one of us. Ah, but that's weird. This is the first time I've ever seen you. Hey, can you tell me why you're here? How did you end up here? How boring. Ah, sorry. I'm often told I'm terrible at making conversation. Not you. This world. Huh? This world is full of boring people. People who lack talent stick together and oppress those who do possess talent. That really does not sound like Makoto at all. Is it? Even though they know they're insignificant, they don't try to acknowledge their true superiors. They're profoundly desperate to drag them down to their level. And because of these bastards, this world has come to a deadlock. This world has stopped evolving. How boring. Well, the world is shaped by the will of the majority. It makes sense that bends to those who lack talent. That's why we're in our present situation. Ah, perhaps. Does that have anything to do with the reason you're here? Boring people make no contributions to the world, not even a speck of dust. That's why my teachers taught me that a certain degree of selection must be performed. Looks like they had high expectations for you, huh? Now that's completely different for me. But what are you planning to do? Now that you've ended up like this, there's nothing you can do, right? Listen well, using people is a talent too. It is now my turn to use that person just as they used me in the past. That person? Are you talking about ultimate despair? Junko? But how? I mean,
They're already...
I have it with me. The contribution that person left to me. Even now, it rests in my pocket.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm definitely lucky. I can't believe I'm speaking with someone as amazing as you.
What the? What is up with Nagito's hand? That is definitely not Nagito's hand. Those red tips. Is that supposed to be Junko's? What? Oh. Okay. What? Well, I'm getting more surprises than I'm expecting so far, especially from the end of the 5th chapter.
Then, will I be able to see her again? Will I be able to see the person I hate with every fiber of my being again? And this time, will I be able to kill her this time? The person I hate so much.
Hate? Then explain your hand. This... The end of that bandage is a woman's hand, right?
Isn't it amazing? I can't move it, of course. I mean, it's not my hand after all. But even now, it still hasn't rotted. Hey, maybe that means it's becoming one with me. Isn't it amazing? I have successfully become one with ultimate despair, my sworn enemy.
I see. So you salvaged the body. You really are a boring person.
I don't want you to misunderstand. I just see her as my enemy, you know. Because she's my sworn enemy. Because I hate her so much. That's why I took her power. And for that, I... Wait, huh? Do I hate her? Huh. That's strange. Huh.
Okay, really, was there any need for the 28 huhs?
Look out the window. We're finally here. You're starting to see it too, right? That's Jabberwock Island, isn't it? Isn't it exciting? I wonder what's going to happen on that island once we get there.
What's going to happen? I can already predict what will happen.
Huh?
I already know because I'm loved by talent. But no matter what happens, it's of no concern to me. I will not be able to participate in what lies ahead.
Really? I don't really understand, but I guess we have to part ways for a while. That's disappointing. We seem to get along pretty well. Hey, can I see you again?
There is no reason we'll ever meet again. After all, you are boring. Your talent, your thoughts, your entire existence is boring to me.
You really don't play along, do you?
Okay, then. That's the end of that. Still just as confused as ever. Like, why is Nagito suddenly having a hand like Junko's? Like, I just have no idea what's going on now. Huh? What is this? And a door just like at the beginning of the game. It's a door. There's a door. Huh, a door. Why is a door here? Where am I? How did I get here? Where am I supposed to go? Okay, so we're in Hope Speak Academy. Huh? Isn't this a classroom? But even so, it's a very strange classroom. Why am I in a place like this? I went inside the ancient ruin with everyone else. And I arrived at a place that looked like a trial ground. But then, why? It's not connecting. I don't know why I'm here. It's like there's no connection between how I left the trial ground and how I ended up here. It's just like before, when we were all gathered in that classroom, just before we arrived at Jabberwock Island. But where is this place? Is it somewhere on Jabberwock Island? And we got a Monokuma announcement, really.
Testing. Mic check 1, 2. This is a test of the school broadcast system.
Okay, so we're reusing images from the first game, and even that's glitching out a bit.
Am I on? Can everyone hear me? Okay, well then.
Welcome to Hope Speak Academy, you guys! At this point, I shall explain the graduation exam to you all.
What the heck is going on with this?
So please assemble at the gymnasium immediately!
Huh? Did he say what you think he just said? Yes, he definitely said it. He said, "Welcome to Hope's Peak Academy." But why would this place be Hope's Peak Academy? And not just that, what is the graduation exam? Isn't the killing over already? I have no idea, Hajime. Wait a minute. There you are.
No.
Oh great, even the hidden Monokuma is glitching out. So I got another 4 more to find here. Yeah, I bet they're all hidden inside this school. Yeah, that was your last plushie gimmick? Okay. Yeah, that was in a tough to find spot. I mean, unless you're just rapidly looking for hidden Monokumas like I am, then you wouldn't think to just look in the rafter. Even the hallway doesn't feel like a school at all. What a creepy place. At least, it doesn't look like a normal school at all. It's definitely a lie. There's no way this place is Hope's Peak Academy. Is this creepy place the Hope's Peak Academy that I admired for so long? It's probably a building that Monokuma made to startle us, just like the funhouse. That's right, that's definitely it. Monokuma said to come to the gymnasium, right? Then I'll go, and definitely clear things up. Oh, too bad, because it's the exact same building as it is from the first game, except with some doors glitching out, and even some hallways glitching out as well. I still have no idea what's up with this glitch fest. Okay, so just by looking at the map, it kind of looks like only the rooms in white I can be able to visit. The gymnasium is here, right? Alright, I'm going inside. Something might be waiting, but I'm not going to cower waiting anymore. And so, I brace myself and cautiously open the door. While glitching inside what it looks like. Chapter 6, this is the end. Goodbye Academy of Despair. Yeah, even that's glitching out. I wasn't prepared for what was waiting for me on the other side of that door. Same old gymnasium as from the first game. It was a normal gymnasium.
Damn right.
Yo, Hajime!
Yo.
You heard the announcement came here too. You guys did too, right?
What's going on?
Hey! What do you make of all this? Monokuma said this place was Hope's Peak Academy or something. That cannot be possible.
Well,
you're right.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it, it's impossible. Hello! How does it feel to return to long-awaited Hope's Peak Academy?
Why, you.
You. Hey, where are we? Where'd you lock us up this time? Where's Shock? I just told you guys this is Hope's Peak Academy. Hey, Locke, how you doing today?
Of course not!
There's no way in hell that's true.
No,
Oh, but it is. I mean, this is definitely Hope's Peak Academy. Well, what's left of it anyway? What's left of it?
What?
I'm doing good, Locke. Just a little bit weirded out from the sudden glitchiness of the game so far. Didn't I tell you before? Unfortunately, Hope's Peak Academy fell to ruin.
Lies.
You were serious about that?
Stupid fool! I don't believe it.
But of course it fell to ruin. I mean, they were doing things that they deserve to be ruined for. What do you mean?
I don't like this.
Anyway, I'm pretty disappointed. I went to all this trouble to bring you to Hope's Peak Academy, and you don't feel surprised or nostalgic.
Fine.
Well, it's not like I did this for you guys. Even if you don't feel nostalgic, I'm sure someone is feeling nostalgic right now. How many more fourth walls are you going to break, Malkuma? Because I'm pretty sure you just broke the fourth wall right here. Someone?
Don't fuck with
Enough
me.
of this bullshit. Just spit it out already. Where'd you take us, you bastard?
Though I am not certain of my memories, I believe we entered the ancient ruin and...
In other words,
It means I made this Hope's Peak Academy between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin. Say what? Between the door to the ruin and the inside of the ruin? What do you mean between?
Hey!
What do you mean made?
what's this?
Oh my, are your minds getting the grumblies that only knowledge can satisfy? Good, very good. It's fine to hurry along to the graduation exam, but it's in my nature to provide a little entertainment. Oh boy, who's getting killed this time? Entertainment? You're planning to make us do something, aren't you?
No way!
It's nothing to be so cautious about. It's not like you'll be making life exchanges or anything like that. It's just a simple graduation exam. Then, what is the graduation exam?
Hey,
Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate.
are you sure
But on the
about
other hand,
this?
I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world.
So,
That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. Huh?
why?
We're obviously gonna get out. There's no way we'd stay here.
That's right!
This is annoying. Just hurry up and let's choose. Let's choose right now.
No.
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet. Excuse me? The main cast? Are you talking about the main cast from the first game who survived? Main cast?
Hey,
Meaning, you guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives.
damn it!
So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world. What do you mean?
Uh-huh.
I have dispersed all the teaching materials you need for your research throughout Hope's Peak Academy. Well, I don't think this needs to be said, but all the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is gonna hate me. So, please rest assured and strive to do your very best during your field trip. And as usual, after leaving us with his cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. It might as well be purgatory, for all we know. Even if the setting had changed, even if the killing was finished, he was still the same as usual. What is going on? Outside world? Main cast? Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey!
Like, he kept insisting that this place is Hope's Peak Academy. But that's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope's Peak Academy from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible.
It cannot be.
There's no place for Hope's Peak Academy to exist on Jabberwock Island.
I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this.
What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on the island. This building is really Hope's Peak Academy? Yeah, the main building did not exist on islands such as Jabberwock. This is the Hope's Peak Academy I've been admiring for so long. What in the world is going on? Damn it, why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope's Peak Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I wanted to become Hope. If that's what you're thinking, just stop it. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. And the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't. Well, that's good to hear, Gimmick. It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by your admiration for Hope's Peak Academy that you couldn't even see that? You're just some nobody from the reserve course who never had talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody. That's all. If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why? Why do I have to go through something like this? Hajime, did something happen? Huh?
Hey, bastard!
Now's not the time to zone out. Sorry, it's nothing. I don't really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna do
As long
it!
as I don't beat the crap out of Makuma, nothing's gonna be solved. Is that what it means?
Hey,
Just what the heck is Makuma anyway? He's not part of the Future Foundation, right? If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation? Even though Chiaki and Monami are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit. Which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. That's the only thing I could think of.
you serious?
So they're not World Ender? Then we were really tricked by Makuma? However, the Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that matter, I believe Monami never once denied that.
Damn it.
Even if there are allies, they might not just be allies. Maybe Makuma is telling us to investigate that information on our own. Shaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation, but if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help. So what should we do?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do that graduation exam, right?
So annoying.
Graduation exam, huh? I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
And Makuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have been?
All right!
Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Prepare yourself!
Like,
Yeah, we might be able to learn something. About Hope's Peak Academy, about ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we could just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine. Hey, we could go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this damn island, right? If that's the case, let's all leave this island alive, by any means.
Of course!
Hell yes! He's right. Now's just the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is. What's happened to Hope's Peak Academy. Okay, I think they used the wrong was there. I think it's supposed to be what's without the apostrophe. This way, it just says what is happened to. That just does not make any grammatical sense. Great. Well, at least we know this part is just as grammar happy as it always had been. None of that matters. What's important is I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive just so we could do that. There's no way we can stop now. But Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So, why did he say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jabberwock Island? He should already know that we never choose to stay on this island. Was the outside world really that bad?
Hey!
So what we're gonna do? Can we start already? But what are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird-ass building?
even so.
Even so, I don't think we'll find the answers to all our questions inside this damn building. Yeah, 11 lives are gone. It's just us 5 now.
Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Whoa!
Hey, you already going?
Jeez.
What's that idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
It'll be fine. There will no longer be any situations where we must exchange each other's lives.
alright!
So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it is not scary if everyone stops at the green light.
If we stopped at the green light, we never reach our goal.
Jeez.
Yeah,
You're
kinda, and we
pathetic.
took off our own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonya said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore. And then, now let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
I'll go on ahead. I'll see you guys later.
With those brief words, Fuyuhiko left the gymnasium.
Excuse me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me.
Sonya took a deep bow, then left the gymnasium.
Oh my.
Miss Sonya,
Miss Sonia!
please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone.
Kazuichi chased after Sonya, who had just departed, and left the gymnasium. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more. Just a bit more, and it's going to end. I can escape this nightmare and return to my usual, peaceful, everyday life. The only thing we can do is advance toward that hope. Even though I don't understand, and that a lot of horrifying things keep happening. For the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home. Alright, we're down to the investigation portion already. So let's investigate the gymnasium first for Hinmakumas. Like this one.
I knew you could do it.
Just want to see if there's anything worth observing. Okay, nothing's worth observing in here, just that hidden Monokuma. Alright, so let's leave the gymnasium. What? 5th floor? What? How'd they get to the 5th floor from here? Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this Monokuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not going to fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. Nice to know this is as glitch happy as always. This hallway, there is a strange feeling to it, no? As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? Okay, doubt we'll be able to go through these glitched out doors. So let's just investigate the garden. That's not glitched out yet. Or not. It's clearly green, so why am I not going in? Okay, guess we have to investigate that messed up classroom first. Or not. Well, apparently green rooms I can't enter. I think I said earlier, white rooms I can enter, green rooms I can't. How quickly I forget these own rules, so... Well, this is the only room that's not glitched out. Alright. So I wonder how linear this is gonna be. Is this a dojo? Oh, that's good, Gimmick. I am quite a bit off from that 99 mark. I think I may have to do some grinding after this playthrough. It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. Okay, yeah, this was clearly out of place. What's this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, A History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious-looking title laying on the open like this?
Let's start with history first, class.
Hey!
Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. Then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person.
So by that own logic, shouldn't manga not also be a third? It just also depends on the person. So just as I thought, Malakuma made this. That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it is also a school for research and talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research and talent. So they decide to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Yeah, because who wouldn't want to enter Hope's Peak Academy, before all this? Hope's Peak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent to create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. Let me guess, the most terrifying tragedy that's ever to occur, or something along those lines. That tragedy. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly cancelled in the middle of its run. Plus these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, these names are so melodramatic, there's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the name, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on!
That's weird.
Oh, you're here again.
The thing that's weird is you, of course.
Huh?
Hey!
Why did you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So, I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that, too.
What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those Reserve Corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself. Huh? You want to be confident in yourself, so you want to forget anything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though.
Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, That's expected of a reserve corps student.
Damn it, what the heck? Okay, so we got the reserve department. Oh, it's a fact that the tragedies occurred. It's a fact. Alright, can I enter another building? Okay, this one opened up. 5A. Oh, that's right, I should be looking for the hidden Makumas. I don't see any thus far. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, huh? Oh, we finally get to learn more about this tragedy. Wasn't the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. Well, no duh. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Okay. Izuru was a genius known as the symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all the resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses, and possessed various talents. Wielding a superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. Okay, so maybe it was Izuru talking to Nagito earlier during Chapter 0, not Makoto. I just don't have no idea about who was talking to Nagito at Chapter 0 and who Izuru is. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students of the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who was known as a symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. Jeez Louise. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. Let me guess, Junko Enoshima. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of reserve corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began, and that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited Danganronpa /0. With a heavy sigh, I close the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy.
What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice with a bag of gold. Oh, you should be lucky that you're incompetent.
Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said that the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. How would you know? You have no memories of this incident, apparently. Anyway, I learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident. Right? Well, who can say for sure? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage? Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Yeah, I have a feeling that other student is Jugo Enoshima. I mean, that's just the only way it just makes sense so far, unless there's another ultimate despair that you just don't know anything about. Like maybe Mukuro Ikusaba. That could be possible. Yeah, time to go to the bio lab. Alright, I see Hidden Makuma staring me right in the face. What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Hello, Hidden Makuma.
I've been found!
Alright, 2 more left to go. Yeah, I have no idea who Izuru might be. We haven't seen Izuru thus far. There's another manga just lying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. Did I have snow last weekend? Yeah, actually, Gimmick, I had snow sooner than that. I had snow during the first day of spring here. Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, the first day of spring, and it snowed in my area. That's just pretty crazy. Well, at least, yeah, the weather is getting warmer finally, and I hope it stays that way. I flipped through the pages of the manga, and I hoped that I was right. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. And the community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet, and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then, it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. Jeez. So we're back to the gladiator times. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etats began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How come movements started by high school students progressed to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope Speak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Yep, Junko and Mukuro. Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope Speak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as Ultimate Despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. Junko is dead, right? Is Junko Enoshima truly gone? That should be fine, but Makuma's here with us, so some part of her must have survived so far. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, this is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? Apparently you don't want to know, Hajime, you really don't want to know. My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at manga? How crazy are you?
Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy.
Enough! What is this messed up manga?
I thought you obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though, thanks to them stealing your memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains.
This incident really happened, and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you saying?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world.
I see. So that's how it is. That's what I meant by what you said at the beginning.
Well, as a headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. On the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here.
He's trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world so we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Unfortunately, you can't have despair without hope, and vice versa. Just like now. Perhaps... No, that's definitely it. Okay then. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this Ultimate Despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope Speak Academy into its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope Speak Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. Well, could we really consider two people to be a group? Well, if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then, are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Good thing I started getting that head Kuma right before I looked at a manga. Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? Well, there's one room on this floor we haven't investigated yet, and I think it's open right now, and oh great, yeah, it's glitching up again. Five B. No, I should ignore it. I'm just going to pretend I didn't see him. Alright, let's just ignore Monokuma for right now.
Jeez.
And when I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be she either way.
Damn right.
So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either. Oh fine, oh fine, oh fine. Can't really ignore him.
Hiya!
Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasantly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right?
What are you doing here?
No,
Well, there was
no.
another thing I needed to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth?
You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
A high school student who doesn't like manga is like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots.
Getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What did you need to tell me?
It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for.
What?
Surprise! It's about Ultimate Despair. Huh? Ahem. Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days,
Actually,
it was originally the title for a high school girl who is the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive.
High school girl? Yeah, Junko Enoshima, no doubt.
yes, indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima.
Junko Enoshima?
Hey,
As the former Ultimate Despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the Ultimate Despairs. There was one really horrible person in that group.
Don't fuck with me.
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
unbelievable.
Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? Oh, there's nothing strange about it.
Hey,
Holds true for Lady Junko. With her characteristic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power.
Then what happened with Mukuro Ikusaba then? Was she not part of Ultimate Despair or what?
phew.
Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place.
So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat.
Huh?
Then what was their purpose?
Huh?
What?
Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They have purpose, right? There's no way they do what they did without purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko Enoshima's despair.
Huh?
For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima.
What are you saying?
I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair, and she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving. For her, eating is despair.
Yeah, I think one of Junko Noshima's personalities has to do with royalty, so maybe Makuma's expressing that personality or something. What the hell?
With her overwhelming force of personalities, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. Idea had been slammed right into their minds. And so the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god. Like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something that they had to do.
There is no way something that crazy is possible.
What?
Do you know about the final days of the reserve corps students during the tragedy of Hope Speak Academy?
Final days?
In other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history.
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
of course.
They fulfill their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so the 2,357 students of the reserve department all committed mass suicide.
Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,357 students?
Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded.
One person was excluded, huh? Yeah, any guesses on who that one person might be? Hint, hint. Is that me?
Damn it!
I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair. Junko Enoshima. Heh, it doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Enoshima's already dead. Yeah, thank you for finally saying that Junko is dead. Huh? Okay, we have her royalty. A persona. Oh, shall we like, but still. Alright, then we have the reserve department here. Okay, then. I think I already looked around here. Yep. No more hidden Makumas. Junko Enoshima's already dead. What does that mean? Why does Fuyuhiko know about that? Yeah, why do you know about that, Fuyuhiko? Hey, Fuyuhiko. Is it true what you said? Junko Enoshima's really dead?
Huh?
What? You didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life, in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the killing school life? Okay, why was it so that Fuyuhiko can enter that classroom and I can't? Like the killings we were involved in, they were killings that happened at school Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey,
For a manga about the killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed killing school life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima's dead.
like,
It turns out that killing school life was part of that whole biggest, most awful, whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy, and she took away their memories. That's just like us.
Apparently the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole.
The surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing? Yeah, to the outside world, just to prove that there is no hope anymore.
So,
And the students of Hope Speak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. But that messed up plan was stopped. Juko Enoshima failed. Juko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life.
Then Junko is no more. Yeah, why you keep staring, Monokuma?
And no matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter.
bastard!
Juko Oshima isn't alive anymore.
Then, who is our enemy? If Juko Oshima is already dead, are the rest of the Ultimate Despairs behind this? Are the followers of Juko carrying out her will? Now, that's the only thing I could think of. I mean, the killings we're involved in resemble that killing school life.
Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Juko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that. An imitation.
No shit!
If the students from Hope Speak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fake.
But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting this somewhere? Just like the surveillance cameras during the killing school life? Okay, so we have the killing school life. And we updated to the Ultimate Despair just to learn that Junko Enoshima is dead.
Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh?
What? Do you have a problem with that?
Well, I really want you to read the manga version since I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna
Oh
do?
well, I'll just raise the flag.
Flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's going to happen if you do that?
Ooh,
One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character route.
You're not making sense again.
well now.
Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy.
What do you mean, Monokuma?
What a surprise! Do you want to hear about the Ultimate Despairs again?
No, I don't really need you to.
Hey,
Even though the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days, it is actually a term used to describe Junko Enoshima, the original Ultimate Despair.
He just started on his own.
As the former Ultimate Despair, she created despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the Ultimate Despairs. With her characteristic ability to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place.
It's fine already. You don't have to keep explaining.
what?
Huh? It's fine already? I'm just getting to the good part.
Good part or not, I've already heard this from you before. Alright, so now I can just leave. I have a feeling the flags he was talking about were event flags. So we can finally move on. And yeah, we just skipped all the way down to the 4th floor, didn't we? Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've already decided that I'm not going to be surprised. That's right, there's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. Okay, well, there's only 2 rooms on this floor that I can explore. Alright, this one is glitched out, so I guess it's time to go to the music room. Yep. What the heck? This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. Yeah, this monument which is very much glitching out. Looks like it's some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music room? And not just that, the mark engraved into the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Okay, I think I can barely read this. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Yeah, I just can't even read some of this stuff because of this constant glitching. Not just that, the mark engraved into the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation, right? Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. So the 6 survivors started the Future Foundation. Then the Future Foundation really was not our enemy all along. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up. Still denying it, Hajime, huh? What's the deal with this hologram? Alright, just gotta make sure there's no more hidden Monokumas here. Nope. What is this? Words are floating in the air. This is like a hologram, right? The floating letters are forming a sentence. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Jugo and Oshima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the killing school life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabrock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy. 15 students? Is that about us? Well, minus the traitor Chiaki, yeah, that's 15, alright. Excluding Chiaki, who is part of the Future Foundation, there are definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabrock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore, maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. Okay then. I guess that's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side, at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy, and they took us in to protect us. But that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma. If he's the Future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Jugo and Oshima are making us go through this. Also, this caught my attention in the email too. What is this research facility in Jabrock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was that ancient ruin. There's no way that's the research facility. I did, nice reference, so... Yeah, if this was a password really used by one of the Future Foundation members, I could think of, like, either 1 or 2 people could have used that code because, yeah, it had some purpose to them. Either Kyoko or Makoto could have used 11037. If there really is a research facility in this island, there should be other future Foundation members here. Somehow, there's still so many mysteries. Alright, can I go to that other room now, please? Hey, the teacher's lounge. Or office. This feels different from a classroom.
Maybe.
It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that.
Well.
More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy going to be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. Glad to know I'm not the only one who wants Kazuichi to just give up his deception. Alright, time to look for the Hinmakumas, and yep, there is one.
Huh? Are you serious?
Only one more left to find. Wow, there's quite a bit of stuff here. Let's check this hologram. There are letters floating in the air, like the music room from earlier. Looks like a passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. I guess I should read it. We understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best to continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko and Oshima, the fact remains that they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy has not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko and Oshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is an order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easily. My gosh. Yeah, I'm just getting so many truth bullets here. Hopefully I can remember them all. Lists of subjects, huh? There's something written on the blackboard. What's written here? That's a list of everybody! Including Chiaki, all 16! List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters. Just below that... Okay, and I think I see a newspaper clipping on the left. I just see a picture and... No way, is that Hiyoko? Really? She looks so much different, so much bigger now. Just what the heck? Are names I've seen before. There's a newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Sanji is written there. What is this newspaper? Miss Hiyoko Sanji. What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Sanji. This can't be the same Hiyoko, right? I mean the Hiyoko we knew. She was much smaller and looked more childlike. It was pretty much her defining feature. Well, at least one half of her defining feature anyway. But the photo in this newspaper, in a way I could see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure, it's too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean? Huh? This lady looks pretty mature.
Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something?
No, it says Hiyoko Sanji here.
Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name.
An older sister with the same first and last name.
I mean...
That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko.
But did you ever hear her mention an older sister?
Man...
Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything.
Wrong!
She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Sanji family's only daughter.
If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative? No, there's still too much resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko.
Huh?
Of course not!
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for her childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Yeah, I probably have a feeling I'll find out later on this chapter. And yeah, now I'm getting the drop frames again.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt.
What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had growth spurts.
Today, I'm
Regardless,
feeling
all the
right.
clues I provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth?
If this is the truth, then the Hiyoko in this newspaper... Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible! I mean, how could there be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead as when she's looking like a child? Why? Why does this even exist?
Hey,
It could be related to that list of subjects over there.
Huh?
this is bad.
If it says subjects, maybe it means there was some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hyoko's body? Oh, what am I saying? Just saying out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment?
If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean that we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard under that list of subjects. But what kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
What's going on? It better not have anything to do with time travel.
I'm just getting more confused by the second. And we got this portrait over here. An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen it before, but the name etched into the placard said, Post Peak Academy founder, Izuru Kamakura. Oh my gosh. The founder of Hope's Peak Academy. And this name, Izuru Kamakura. Doesn't this clearly contradict the information I obtained earlier? Damn it, another mystery. Okay, this is getting interesting.
Okay, with this, you totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You shall now go on to the next stage.
Next stage? What is this, like a video game or something? Damn it, not again. The hallway is different from the last time. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentions raised, I moved to a different hallway than the last. But how can he do that? I feel like the more I go down these floors, the glitchier it gets. No, now's not the time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. Okay, this is interesting. There's only one floor I could go in. There's only one room I could go in. Yeah, even the walls and floors are glitched out. Instead of going from bottom to top, we're going top to bottom. Okay, and now the pool table and balls are floating. Yeah, that's totally not weird. That's totally not creepy at all. Nope. Seems totally realistic. There's a billiard table, a dartboard, and a shelf lined with magazines. It's hard to think a room like this actually exists in a school. Alright, looking for the hidden Monkumas and Monkumas. Nope. So we got another hologram and a file. This hologram again. What's this one say? It looks like another email passage. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and to place them in our care. Though they were all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. Okay, then the message in the picture clearly contradicts the text, because it says acquiring all 15 of them, not all of them. Due to the fact that we were unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some are wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Over the course of our detailed investigations, we determined that they are the same age as the others. So we have decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We will continue with the investigation. Once they're discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. Okay then! It says here that they succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. That means we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? Then, why is this happening? If the Future Foundation was protecting us, why were we forced to kill each other in this island? Well, I guess it's not possible that the Future Foundation set this all up.
What's this?
My, Hajime, if you keep worrying like that, you're gonna get too big and collapse.
It's your fault. What is this hologram thing anyway?
Hey,
It's exactly what it looks like. They're the Future Foundation's emails. I thought they made the perfect clue, so I did a bit of hacking here and there to get them.
You can even do that? Whoever's controlling you seems to possess May talents.
No,
Well,
no.
who cares about me anyway? That's not important at all.
There's no way that's not important. Its true identity should connect everything to what's happening right now. Alright, let's take a look at this file now. It's a file with Hope Speak Academy's seal on it. It says confidential. That means this is a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here? Why am I even asking a question like that? Obviously Malkuma's responsible. Anyway, I need to confirm what's inside the file. About the Hope Cultivation about the Hope Cultivation Plan. For many years, Hope Speak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further a true goal. With our hands, we will birth a true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation in providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so we must succeed at all costs. What followed was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It was full of difficult technical terms, and I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the words true hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope Speak Academy was behind something like that? I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope, huh? And we got another truth bullet. There's still more here. Oh, there's something suspicious on the top of the dartboard. There's a dartboard, but this is still a school, right? Or did Malkuma just randomly make up this place? Okay, no, there's still more. Hey then. Magazines. There's a lot of different magazines here. Fashion, motorcycle, martial arts, sports, computer, travel. There's even a magazine about cameras. Mahi will be happy to see this. Alright, yeah, I can leave here. Alright, going to the second floor now. Just when I thought I couldn't get any glitchier. Why the heck am I suddenly upside down? Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. I'm pretty much used to it by now, but even so. What is this space? Am I dreaming or something? I mean, this is just totally disconnected from reality. Well, at least the map is normal, but... Jeez. My gosh. Hopefully the library is right side up. Huh, thank goodness it is. This must be a library. Monokuma probably left something here too. I should hurry up and find it. This hologram again. It must be another one of those Future Foundation's emails. I should read it, there's no doubt that's another clue. To Future Foundation 14th Division. Makoto Naegi. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What are you doing is a serious act of treason. Do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think carefully about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately returned the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. What does this mean? This email suggests that someone was trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to Makoto Naegi. But he's with the Future Foundation, right? And why was he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? Did all 6 of the previous survivors betray the Future Foundation? My gosh. My gosh. Well, I guess that's all we're gonna find out in the library. And why is Makoto and the others just protecting the remnants of despair? Huh? Didn't I walk into a classroom? Yeah, why am I suddenly in the laundry room now? I don't really get it, but, this looks like the laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was in school, and now I'm suddenly in the laundry room. And look who I found just stalking in the laundry room. The last hidden Monokuma.
No.
Yeah, I guess I should start a circus after all. That's every hidden Monokuma in the game. Oh, yay. This looks like a tablet computer. It looks like the power is on too. Is this the next clue? I picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. Neo World Program. Neo World Program? This word. Neo World. I seem to recall hearing it and seeing it a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, the Ultimate Neurologist, and the Ultimate Therapist. Yeah, find the prize, click the stand in Hajame's house. Well, too bad I can't access Hajame's house right now, so it's gonna have to be in a new game plus a bit. were among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World program allows the subject to experience a synthetic virtual world. Is that what we're on right now? That explains the frickin' glitches that's been happening. That's explaining the weirdness that's been going on. This is just simply a virtual world. Oh my gosh. So, are the people that died, did they really die, or did only their virtual selves die? Okay, gimmick. Additionally, the Neo World program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for a psychotherapeutic purpose only. Any other use is expressly forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. My gosh. What if we're the remnants of despair? And Makoto and the others simply used the New World program just to try to treat us of this. My freaking gosh. This explains so many things. Slowly, everything around me turned black. Synthetic virtual world program? Feeling of emptiness, like everything is being tainted. A feeling of weakness, like the world is collapsing beneath my feet. Everything is starting to feel meaningless. Desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes, the conflicts, the trust I felt until now. It's all disappearing until all I feel is despair. Ah! I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I'm starting to accept that there's no way. Something as crazy as this actually exists.
Nice!
You gotta raise the flags more in order to clear my character route. Now then, despair is waiting for you.
Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up. Made up? Cling? Me too? Yeah, Hanjime is starting to figure it out.
Hiya!
What? Why are we now back at Monokuma Theater? I thought we were done with that. And what the heck?
Hey, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the killing school trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? From this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. Boo-hoo-hoo. You guys are the only ones watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Okay then. This hallway. When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the classroom to get to the gym. I didn't really see a resemblance, but... Okay, now the quality is getting bad. It's getting more worse. The heck? The heck?
The moment you discover that the truth was a lie, all hope would disappear.
I'm scared to find out what's beyond this door. Okay. Is this floating? That's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this. Not unless this is digital in a virtual world. But what in the world is it? And the moment I looked at that object... What the heck? Chiaki? Is this Chiaki or alter ego? Which is it, Chiaki or alter ego? Welcome. Welcome to the Neo World program. A person? A floating person is talking to me. Who is it? No, is this even a person in the first place? I'm not quite a person. I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. Then you're alter ego then. It would make me happy if you called me alter ego. That is the name my master gave me when he created me. It can talk. But what are you? Artificial intelligence, no doubt. Alter ego? Artificial intelligence program? I am the master program behind the Neo World program. I'm responsible for creating and overseeing this world. You were the one who created this Neo World program? However, only Observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you don't normally meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has affected everything I'm supposed to be managing. And because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. Hold on. My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Damn it, it's that feeling from earlier again. This floating, like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't even feel my feet or the ground, like I can't even believe my own existence. Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is the Neo World program? The Neo World program has amended the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data we collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I am to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances. For example, the school you're in. It appears this space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. Jeez, why am I getting so much drop frames right now? And no gimmick, this is not Chihiro, that's Alter Ego. Yeah, apparently Alter Ego has survived after all these years. I'm sorry, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World program. Most of its words. I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There was no way for me to acknowledge it as a truth. Jeez, why am I getting so much drop frames right now? Why am I getting so much drop frames? It would make much more sense if this was a fictional world. Wait, are you saying this world is a fictional world? Oh, now you're catching on, Hajime. I feel like I can't believe what's going on here. This missing sense of reality. All the mysteries, all the truths, they're all just fiction. Is that... Even so, I need to know. I need to know what this world is. Hey, can you tell me? Hey, can you tell me? What was the Neo World program used for in the first place?
The Neo World program serves only one purpose. It is used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you could say it's a program for creating hope.
A program for creating hope? I'm guessing by eliminating despair. But the fact that we're here and the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all the program's fault, right?
Deleting memory is the first step toward replacing memory. Replacing memory data is one of the features of the Neo World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to. And from there, you upload the memories attained in the virtual world.
Removing memories of any time period you set to. So Monokuma was right. We did lose our school memories. But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right?
That is a mystery to me too. Booting the program on the survivors of Hope Speak Academy while it's still in its experimental stage.
I can pretty much have a good guess on who the fragments of the Spera are. The 15 survivors. No doubt.
I'm sure there was a very good reason. But unfortunately, I don't know what's happening in the outside world. I'm sorry.
Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I could think of. It sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us. But they're trying to save the world, right? Or is the Future Foundation not our ally?
I'm sorry, I can't provide that much help. If only I was more reliable, I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this.
All these new words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and the virus?
Well, for this session, the Neo World program was programmed to house 15 people, along with 2 monitors.
2 monitors? I can probably guess that's Chiaki and Usami. That just seems like the most sense to me.
Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They were intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the observer in the teacher role has been given the authority to influence you all, but the observer in the student role was not.
Yep. Chiaki and Usami.
They weren't given any special authority at all, so they seemed the same as everyone else.
What kind of authority does the teacher role have?
As an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher's properly managing the rules they created, there is no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed.
Now let me guess, Monokuma is this virus. Oh boy.
It changed this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program would have promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death.
What is that virus?
I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but that function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole the portion of my abilities, which contained my authority to build the world. It was like it was a grandmaster chess player. I desperately tried to fight back so it wouldn't have complete control, but even so, a portion of the world has been modified at its convenience.
She's probably talking about Monokuma Rock in the Funhouse. Based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. But Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. I could tell that just by communicating with her. Which means the supposed virus is so smart that it surpasses this Alter Ego? If so, has that virus possessed an artificial intelligence just like her? Damn it, what the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one. That's so freaking irritating. But how did that virus affect the Neo World program?
The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible. It was infected through a network. I'm fairly certain someone physically uploaded it.
Physically?
Perhaps someone secretly brought in an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. Based on my calculations, that's most likely what happened. It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility, but the only person who could enter that facility is someone who is a member of the Future Foundation. Damn it, what am I thinking? Why am I assuming that what I just heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? Oh great, now they're not even hiding about who the two observers are. That's clearly Chiaki and Monami. They're not even hiding that anymore. But it's true that the virus is powerful, and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it. But I'm still able to defend the essential areas, so it has a limit too. A limit? If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer. Such as, in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure and...
Okay, even if you're God in the machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you exist between life and death. The death of yourself is inevitable. If so, it could be parallel to the deflection based on the definition of existence that constitutes the relationship. From there, the paradigm change results by being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where your own existence is unobservable and accelerates across the joint ownership of the world and the situation from the context invites your death. Hey! What the? What's going on? What's going on? Makoto? What the heck? What just happened? You're right there, aren't you? Someone is right there, right? Huh? Who are you? Are you different from the earlier one? Maybe he can't hear my voice from this side. I'm currently talking to the world through alter ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback has been pretty distorted. But even so, we were forced to watch you this entire time. Huh? The things you guys were forced to do, we were forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? Yeah, this virtual world is getting so glitchy. Glitched up. I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. In that world, that person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. If this means that that's working, then it means that the person I need to talk to is right there. I hope. Looks like this guy can't even hear me or see me. Just, who is this guy anyway? Oh no, no one special, just only the protagonist from the first game, haha. Is he our ally? Since there's no time, I'm going to say what I need to say and believe you're there listening to me. But first, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing won't help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus was lurking inside the Neo World program. But that's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. But it's not just the virus either. I can't say for sure that the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. But this was the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Save? Us? From the despair, no doubt. What did he want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password to enter the graduation exam ground, right? This was your doing as well, Makoto! You know, 11037. 11037! That's the number we found in Nesmi Castle! Yeah, Nagi, yeah. Yeah, I know that this guy already shared the same voice actor as Makoto.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this in an earlier stream. Yeah, the guy who voiced Nagito voiced Makoto. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after you all finished gathering the hope fragments. From there, you guys were supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts that this program was perfect. Even if the chance was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left that 11037 password in the place where the teacher role would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito, who saw it first, would erase that password. Anyway, I'm also the person who set the password to that number. That number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Oh. Yeah, now I'm just getting Game 1, Chapter 1 flashbacks all over again. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting that will to you. I've entrusted it to your future. But that person is trying to abuse that graduation exam. I'm sure they are going to crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. But I want you guys to endure it without giving on hope. I want you guys to withstand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Malakuma? In a worst case scenario where an observer who has the role of teacher goes rogue, I prepared a hidden command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Forced shutdown sequence? Even the teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of people. And in order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. Leaky more. Baba Def. Oh boy. How are we gonna get the number above half? We're at 5 right now.
Say what?
What was that just now? Hey, Hajime, what was that weirdness just now?
Nothing really.
I see.
Anyway.
Well, anyway, that's all the hints you're gonna get. If that no good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, I'm gonna butt in it again.
Did Malakuma not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. Hey, about that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. I see. It'd be bad if Malakuma overheard us. That means Malakuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now. You guys have a weapon. A very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. It's the only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all my might so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best. Do our best, huh? But what do we have to do our best at? The mystery's getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. But what are we supposed to do when that truth is really a lie? We know we're working towards a conclusion that nobody wants to hear. But still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything was a lie, then isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that. Something as tragic as that. Wouldn't all that be meaningless too? When the world is flipped over and becomes so irrational? What am I supposed to do? Okay, so we get 11037. We get the shutdown sequence. And I think that will do it for today's stream. So, before I go, anything you want to say, Gimmick? Okay, so apparently the next step is the graduation exam. Oh boy. So, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good day / night. Until the next time we see each other in the virtual world, fare thee well. Good night, everybody.